Hello guys, good morning and welcome to Odds on FIFA Club World Cup. We are back this week to analyze the semi-finals and of course the final of this tournament with Leo Bachanian, Leo, Fluiminense, Chelsea, PSG, Real Madrid. Tell me in a glimpse, which final can you see in the horizon?
I can see Chelsea, Real Madrid, Edu, which I believe for the organizers with the one that they are expecting. Actually, for PSG, I'm sorry, I would say Chelsea, PSG. I don't know why, because we were talking with you about Real Madrid before going live. It was in my head. No, I'm saying Chelsea, PSG. We should be an amazing final as well for the organizer. For PSG, Real Madrid, everything is sold out, and for Fluminense, Chelsea, they needed to lower down the tickets to almost $15 to try to fill the stadium. But nonetheless, two great semifinals, and as I said, yes, I'm seeing Chelsea, PSG playing on Sunday in New Jersey.
Well, Marcelo would two teams playing in the final on Sunday. Well, let me know, guys, in the comments, who are you backing in these semi-finals? Leo is backing the two favorites in these games. And of course, press the like if you enjoy our video, subscribe, and now let's go on with the show. Well, Leo, all the games now to be played in the MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, the stadium that is going to host also the World Cup final next year. And the first Fluminense, Chelsea. We have Chelsea big favorites, the Blues 1.7. Fluminense is the big surprise in this tournament. Inter in the last 16, and they also face the odds or challenge the odds against Al-Hilal, because remember they were not the favorites in these quarterfinals. They won 2-1 with Hercules against he did also in the last 16. So Leo, they've been very competitive. They even drew with Borussia Dortmund in this tournament. So now that they are in the semifinals, they would think, why not going into the final? And perhaps also it's a good idea for them playing at this time. I think to play this game at 3 p.m. local time probably is going to be very hot. We've seen very slow games at this time, especially with the humidity of New Jersey. This is not good for Chelsea, although Leo, our previous video, that the bracket was and they are going through very close to the final after beating Palmeiras with Cole Palmer, a player that you mentioned in our previous video, scoring and opening the score sheet. Do you see this clear as the odds suggest? Because it's too low, in my opinion, Chelsea to win.
Well, yes, to be honest, they are favorites, and I do see them going into the final. There were no penalties yet seen in these knockout stages at the World Cup. We did have, yes, of course, extra time, but no penalties. And I don't see Fluminense taking the game all the way, at least to the extra time. Renato Gaúcho talked about something you were mentioning about probably Fluminense a better fit to play at the time the game is going to be played in New Jersey. But he said that physically is taking a toll on his players. I mean, what they have done against Al-Hilal in the quarterfinals, what they have done against Inter in the last 16. So even if we are correct, I believe to think that for Fluminense is better to play at the time the game is going to be played, because it's going to slow down the tempo and so on. Physically and emotionally has been taken a lot from Renato Gaúcho's team. The odds on Chelsea to win on 90 minutes, as we were seeing there on the screen, 175 are good still. If the links between Palmeiras and Chelsea in the quarterfinals were there to be seen with 𝐬𝐵𝐴, well, what to say now that one of the stars of the tournament for Fluminense is 𝐜𝐭𝐴𝐺, who lifted the Champions League with the Blues in 2021. 𝐿𝐭𝐴 told that Silva sent him a message of encouragement before the game with Palmeiras for all the team to understand the importance of Thiago Silva for Fluminense. He came from the academy, won a Copa do Brasil in 2007, which at the time it was the first title for Fluminense in more than 20 years. In 2008, before being sold to AC Milan, he took Fluminense to a Copa Libertadores final, which they lost against the Liga de Quito in June 2024. More than 55,000 fans went to the Maracanã to welcome him, which is still a record in Brazil, and now looks a little bit forgotten. But Fluminense finished that Brasileirão in 2024 just 1 point above the relegation zone. They were this close to be playing in Serie B this year, so Thiago Silva was instrumental to keep the team in Serie A. But it's not just the emotional aspect. Fluminense needs Thiago Silva a lot, more than ever against Chelsea, because Juan Freitas, the Argentinian center-back who played all the games until here, is out suspended. This means that René will take his place. So basically, Fluminense center-backs will be 73 years old combined. If you add Fabio, the goalkeeper, into the mix, the combined age of these three is going to be 120 years old. But jokes aside, Fabio, who is almost 45, is having an outstanding tournament in goal for Fluminense. He shows 2.21 goals prevented so far, which is the second highest rate of the four remaining goalkeeper and the fifth best in the tournament. Edu, another one missing the game on Tuesday is going to be Martinelli, and that one is a huge loss for Renato Gaúcho. Everything hovers around Martinelli in midfield. He plays well. Fluminense plays well. He scored a beautiful goal as well against Al Hilal. It's going to be the sixth different starting lineup for Fluminense and Renato Gaúcho. The one to play for instead of Martinelli is going to be Hércules, the one you mentioned. He scored. He came on against Inter. He scored. He came on against Al Hilal. He scored. 4 years ago, Fluminense paid only $100,000 for him. And the goal he scored on Saturday was worth 21 million for the club. For him to score or to assist on Tuesday, odds of 6.5. Of course, beforehand, if anyone is thinking about scoring or assisting in the semi-final, the first name that comes into our minds, that is Cole Palmer. Well, for him to do the same as with Palmeiras, to score or to assist, the odds are good as well, 1.66. One of the players of this Club World Cup is John Arias. The Colombian scored just one goal, but don't let that stat mislead you guys, because he's been phenomenal and leading Fluminense in shots, 13 so far, chances creating, 17 so far. So for him to have just over 0.5 shots on target, he needs only one. The odds are 1.9, so we'll be looking at that in the individual market for John Arias. Other markets to explore, Edu, I would say it's corners market. Against Palmeiras, Chelsea had 10 corners. Against Benfica, yes, it's true that the game went to extra time, but nonetheless, Chelsea had 10 corners as well. In Los Angeles, in their debut against LFC, they had 7 corners. With Flamengo, even though they lost, they had 5 corners. We know Chelsea will have the ball, will have the initiative. Corners will follow, I believe. Chelsea over 5.5 corners. They need 6 at least, 1.8. So again, something to look at. We should have a good final, Edu. Probably it's true with the tempo a little bit down in comparison with PSG and Real Madrid, but still a very good semi-final. My take here, Chelsea to win, combined with goals over 1.5. These two together, odds of 2.36.
Well, the tempo has been slow, I would say, in most of the games, especially because of the time, except the PSG Bayern Munich. Probably that was really hectic.
Yeah.
Entertaining. We have 𝐬𝐭𝐚𝐲 saying that can put a lot of tips and place your own unique bet. We have 𝐿𝐿𝐴 also following your tip. Chelsea to win and over 1.5 goals. Arnoldus, both teams to score. Chelsea 2, Fluiminense 1, if you are looking for exact score, or both teams to score and over 2.5 goals. So it looks like everyone is following the same idea. Pedro Neto to score if you are looking for individual markets. Well, the winner will be the underdog for this tournament, because actually Chelsea and Fluminense both are the ones with highest odds of winning the tournament. 3.75 for Chelsea, 13 for Fluminense. PSG and Real Madrid are the favorites, and now we have to focus in the next game, PSG Real Madrid. And I'm surprised to see these odds, Leo, for PSG 2.4, because I'm sure if this game was played 1 month ago, perhaps even in the Champions League, hypothetically, we would see lower odds for PSG, because they've been the best team in Europe this season. But of course, after winning the Champions League, they are showing slightly a lesser level in this competition, and they've conceded a lot of chances. Donnarumma has been one of the heroes of this tournament, and Real Madrid have improved a lot under Xabi Alonso. Only in 2-3 weeks, we are seeing a lot of new things from Los Blancos, really high pressure, moving the ball really quickly. And of course, Gonzalo, above all, scoring 4 goals in this tournament. There is a big debate, I would say, in Real Madrid, whether Mbappé or Gonzalo should start this game, but I'm sure Mbappé is going to start if he is physically fit. It's going to be the first time he is facing his ex-teammates, and I'm sure he's going to be eager to face PSG after the great goal also he scored in the quarterfinals. Leo, we've seen good things about these two teams in the quarterfinals. Of course, PSG had a more demanding game and they conceded a lot of chances, but also was amazing how they were able to score the second goal playing with 9 men and having 5 men in the box. This says a lot about the box-to-box of Luis Enrique of this PSG, and also Real Madrid. The first half was great. We have 3 big absentees for this game because they saw the red card in the quarterfinals. Heisen for Real Madrid, and for PSG, we are not gonna see Pacho and Lucas Hernandez. Leo, what do you expect about this game? Again, in my opinion, there is a lot of value on PSG. They've been the best team so far in Europe this season.
Yes, absolutely. The odds are amazing, Edu, on PSG to win on 90 minutes or even to qualify. And I was a bit surprised, to be honest, so how high they were on both instances. I do see them as favorites at the moment, Edu. And even though PSG has not replicated the level we have seen in the Champions League, they are the best team in the world. That's my view. And there is something that Luis Enrique changed completely the aura of this team. When I'm saying this, look, Edu, not so long ago, we could have had PSG playing with 11 players against opposition with 9, and PSG would have lost the game for sure. And now they can finish the game with 9 players versus 11, and they still can score another goal and arrive to the box, as you mentioned, with 5 players. And that is amazing, outstanding. And that is Luis Enrique's hand, how everything has changed for this team. It's a huge semi-final, which for a moment, during 9 minutes of drama for Real Madrid, things could have changed, Edu, because I think you will agree that Thibaut Courtois saved against Marcel Sabitzer the last ball of the match against Dortmund, with the clock showing 99 minutes, a shot that could have taken the game to extra time. That was the save of the tournament so far. The best goalkeeper in the world by a large margin, Thibaut Courtois. Watching that and seeing that also, because there were 9 minutes of drama. That's what I wanted as well to point it out, because many things happened in those 9 minutes of added time. Mbappe scoring a beautiful goal, and then 𝐿𝐵𝐺 scoring from the penalty spot to make it 3-2, and then yes, the save from Courtois against Sabitzer. And I also, watching the game with the stadium having more than 60,000 fans there, most of them supporting Real Madrid, it came into my mind 𝐿𝐴𝐵𝐿𝐴 Ancelotti, because I don't know if you remember when he said that Real Madrid was not going to take part in the tournament, and Florentino called him and told him, "What are you saying, my friend?" And next day, 𝐿𝐴𝐵𝐿𝐴 Ancelotti had to backpedal big time and say that no, that Real Madrid, of course, was going to play in the tournament. And I was thinking this because the appetite to watch Madrid is huge. They played in 4 different cities: Miami twice, Charlotte, Philadelphia, New Jersey, and every game the attendance was over 60,000. With Dortmund, it was 76,000. So no doubt that with PSG, the mark will be even higher. The fans on Wednesday, if the fans on Wednesday will see Mbappe, who scored a beautiful goal, as I said, or Gonzalo Garcia, who scored his 4th goal of the tournament, is there to be seen. Probably, as you said, is going to be Mbappe. For the academy player, anyway, to score or to assist is 2.4. The odds for Mbappe is 1.80. And Arda Güler to assist or to score, he assisted Gonzalo Garcia for the first goal against Dortmund. That is 2.6 for the Turkish player. It's costly, or they were costly, those 9 minutes of added time, because not to have Dean Huijsen, who saw a red card, is big for Real Madrid, Edu. Of course, to have Rudiger and Asensio is something that most or many other teams would dream of, but Huijsen is a special player. It will be interesting to see if something changes with Madrid, Edu, because in this tournament, and especially against PSG, when they lose the ball, and I'm pointing to this because in this tournament, Real Madrid has been very clean. Only 3% of the time when they lose the ball, they make a foul. And if you don't make a foul almost straight away against PSG, well, you are playing with fire, because you could allow a team who is so good in transition to hurt you. So I want to see if the approach changes now with PSG. Also, Real Madrid has been allowing 13.4 shots on goal on average in this tournament. And if you allow that much against PSG, well, you probably won't reach the final. And PSG is the opposite, because last show I was pointing to the fact that they allow very little passes for the opposition before they make a defensive action. So basically how good they press regularly, PSG. But they are the team that has conceded the lowest shots on goal, or the second lowest shots on goal, 7.4, which is almost half of what Real Madrid allows per game. If Mbappe is the question for Xabi Alonso, probably Dembele is the question for Luis Enrique. I think he's going to start the semi-final. Dembele to score within the 90 minutes, the odds are on 2.3. It was strange that with Bayern, the game was goalless for 78 minutes. There were plenty of chances both ways. Probably the best game of the tournament until now. Désiré Doué keeps showing that he has everything he has to be at the top for many years. For him to score or to assist is 2.2. With Bayern PSG, I said both teams to score yes, and goals over 2.5. Looking at the game, it should have happened and almost happened because Bayern had a penalty call on added time, which in the end the VAR called it off. But the same tip could easily happen in this one. Those two combines again, both teams to score yes, and goals over 2.5 for this semi-final are showing very good odds of 2.35. I will pay attention as well to goals in the second half too, because second half goals over 1.5 is 1.80 for this PSG Real Madrid. But as I said, the odds on both to win are amazing. The odds on both to qualify are very good too. And I'm taking that route, Edu. I told you, for me, the favorite at the moment, PSG, best team in the world, despite Xabi Alonso doing great in few weeks at the helm of Real Madrid. But for me, PSG to qualify, that's my take, 1.7.
Well, and of course, Luis Enrique playing against Real Madrid, big rivals, almost enemies, I would say. But the big name in this game is Mbappe. Of course, Mbappe and Dembélé, both injured in this tournament, both playing a little bit in the quarterfinals in the last 16, but I'm sure we are going to see them both in this game. We have plenty of comments, many of them going for extra time, actually, for a draw. In this game, it could be a good option. Even Leo, who thinks PSG are gonna play the final, he's going for PSG to qualify, not to win, which are two different things. Major is going for PSG money line. Keep it simple, he says, similar to the Bayern game, first half draw. And it's important, of course, know 𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐻𝐿. He had a big impact in Real Madrid, and it's a major blow since 𝐴CCA played really bad in the first two games, red card, and also a big mistake in the first game, conceding another penalty. Look at the corner market. Arnaldus is telling us also in the individual markets, 𝐻𝐿𝐴 could be an option for Major. Valverde over 0.5 shots on target. You mentioned this, Leo, in the quarterfinals, or also Adam going for corners. Again, it's a debate also. Gonzalo, Mbappe, Vinicius, all of them. If we think about the performance, actually, perhaps Vinicius should be dropped. He missed also a couple of easy chances, I would say, against Dortmund, but probably we are going to see the Mbappe and Vinicius up front. Great semi-finals, great tournament, FIFA Club World Cup. Well, this is it. Only 2 games, of course, this week. Remember, guys, that still you have another chance to participate in our Tipster competition for the FIFA Club World Cup last week, that this competition is open. So last chance to win the money. We can see the leaderboard with an Ukrainian guy, if I'm not mistaken, leading the leaderboard. So if he's lucky, he's going to get some money this summer to spend with his friends, paid via PayPal, and it's completely free to participate. So guys, create your account in Oddspedia so you can create also your own tipster competition. Thanks to Rivals. There you go. We click in Rivals. It's there, and you can see the competitions that are now ongoing. Perhaps you want to create one for Wimbledon as well. Well, Leo, I think you even have a safe bet for these 2 games.
Yes, Fluminense Chelsea goals over 1.5, odds of 1.33.
And the mighty ACCA?
Chelsea to win plus goals over 1.5, and PSG to qualify to the final. These two together, odds of 4.
Great odds, Leo. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks, Leo, for your tips and your analysis. Good luck. Enjoy these 2 games. See you this week, and we analyze the final. Leo, what do you say?
Yes, absolutely. See you.
Bye-bye.